Blog Talk Radio.
Unmarket Your Business, the podcast, born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is your hostess with the mostest, Carol J. Dunlop, the online wild strategist and #1 international Amazon best-selling author. One day I'm going to get that all right and not have to think about it because it's hard to say #1 international best-selling Amazon best-selling author and remember where to put each of the things. Just some little thing I got going there. But I'm so happy that you're here. I'm ecstatic, really. I have to tell you that today is the most awesome day ever. I mean, ever. I feel so good today. And why? Because yesterday was the most awful day ever. It was a bad day for me. It was a bad day emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. It was just bad. It was just a bad day. You ever had one of those days that you just like, oh, my God, will I ever get through this? And I have to say at the beginning of the day, I did not think that I would. I didn't think that I would get to the end. The end wasn't even in sight. They say how you see the light at the end of the tunnel. There wasn't even a spark, I'm telling you. It was one of those days where I was just, I don't know, just inside. I was just done. It was over. But I wanted to say a big, huge thank you and send just awesome amounts of love and just appreciation and gratitude to my sistership girlfriends who helped me. They were there. They held that space for me. They listen to me boohoo and cry and just break down and tell them, my sad, sad story and all of that. And in the end, they helped me. They listened, and then they offered great advice, great information. We created a plan and a strategy, what I always talk about, right? And they just helped me get through it. So I want to say to you all out there, you matter, because those women showed me that I matter. And sometimes we just need to hear that from people. We need to hear that we matter, that it's going to be okay, and that no matter what you're going through right now, it's going to be all right. And believe me, I do know that. But sometimes you get in this spot, in this muck, to say, if you can imagine, there's this big dip or a sinkhole, and at the very bottom is all this muck. That's where I felt like I was. I felt like I had just fallen into it, and I just couldn't figure out a way out. And they were all there, #sistership, to just put their loving arms around me, send their great thoughts and prayers, and just help me climb up the side and get out. And today I'm at the top. I'm looking down at where I was, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is so awesome. So that's why I feel so great. And I just wanted to share that with you because I felt like you needed to know. And just know that you're not in this alone. You're not doing this by yourself. There is someone out here, namely me, who cares about how you're doing, what you're doing. I care about you. I care about your business. I care about your business being successful. Because I learned a long time ago that even if you have an awesome, successful business, if you are messed up in the head or if you got some muck going on in your life, your business cannot continue to be successful. It may not even get off the ground. So we've got to do a whole body, whole health, whole life kind of reboot to our lives to make sure that we can do what we need to do, because there are people out there waiting for us. There are people out there waiting for us to do what we need to do so that they can do what they need to do. And I just wanted to share that story with you to let you know that, #1, I do have it together most of the time, like 99.9% of the time, but there is that 0.1, probably bigger, more like 10% of the time that I don't have it all together and that I need someone to lean on and help me. And I love that there are people out there that I can lean on. And sometimes you don't even know who it is that's out there for you. You just have to take a chance, be vulnerable, reach out, and say, hey, I need some help. Sometimes you really, really, really do have to do that. You have to say, I need some help. I can't do this alone, and I need something from you. It may be money. It may not be money. It may be just talking. It may be a good word. It may be a prayer. Because I am not scared to reach out for a prayer, honey. I'll reach out for a prayer at any time. But sometimes more than that, we don't want to reach out to people. We don't want to let them inside of us and let them know all that craziness that's going on. And we feel like we can handle it because we are super women. Remember, we put on the cape and we fly around and we do everything. But, even Superwoman needs a regeneration, a renewal. So that's my thing. Let's get into our topic for today. And our topic for today is your blog, your client getting machine. And I talk about this all the time, that your blog is your hub. Your blog or your website is your hub. And it really has to be, because it's the place where your information resides. It's the place where your business is. And even if you just have a brick and mortar business, people got to come off the street and come into where you are, you have to be online. If you're not online, you're losing. You are not making money. You are not up to par. And let's get that straight right now. You need to be online. You need to have a blog. Well, you definitely need to have a website. Whether or not you have a blog, you may think you don't need one, but I'm here to say that you do need one, and you need a blog on it. I'm telling you, it's very, very important. Listen to me. Do not take this lightly, what I'm saying, because it is the God's honest truth, and it's really how I've built not only this business but several other businesses before, and how I, keep. So, just listen to me. So we're gonna go through. I got some points. I got some content ideas for you, and I have a very special challenge that's coming up in a couple of weeks that I want to invite you to. Now, I know that you know that nothing works better than your website to bring in a steady flow of clients and cash for your business, right? But lately, I've met several entrepreneurs that say that they've ditched their website in favor of using their Facebook or their Instagram account. What? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Facebook. I love Instagram. I love all of social media. But nothing replaces your website and your blog. Because obviously those entrepreneurs are misinformed, and they're being led down a path that will eventually cause heartache and headache. Because come on, let's get real. Social media, like I said, I love it, and it's a wonderful and awesome part of your marketing toolkit, but it's just that, only a part of the toolkit. It's only a part of the bigger picture. The magic and the conversions happen because of your website, and more often than not, on your website. And like I said before, your website is your business hub. It's a place where you can truly showcase you, your brand, and how you can help your ideal audience solve their problem. Now, unfortunately, many entrepreneurs don't realize just how to make the magic happen to create a steady stream of clients using their website. Now imagine, I want you to think about this for a second. I want you to imagine getting more traffic to your website, more visibility to your brand, and more clients for your business by making some strategic tweaks to your website that increase your online irresistibility. Now that online irresistibility thing, I came up with that when my husband and I created our CSI Signature Online Wow website program. Because the thing is, you have to be irresistible online, because there are a lot of other businesses. There's a lot of other consultants, coaches, jewelry providers, or whatever, you name it. There's a lot of them out there, and you have to stand out from the crowd. How do you do that? Because you have the stickiness, the online irresistibility of your website, that people have to get to your website, the right people get to your website, and then they buy from you. And how do you make them do that? By using your blog. So let's go over how this whole thing works. So you create your website. You make it inviting, you make it friendly, you make it answer questions, and you tweak the SEO in that sucker to death so that when your unique, perfect, ideal audience comes across your website, they're like, this is it. I've come home. This is the place I want it to be. Not only that, but your website is made so that those little bots that are out there with Google and Bing and all the other search engines that are searching through the internet, they are attracted to your site by how you've optimized it and the wording that you have, the keyword phrases, which is a whole other show that I'm going to do about SEO. Because if you don't know, if you haven't realized, Alexa is taking over. Alexa, Siri, Google, any of those voice searching things, they are taking over. And I'm going to do a show about it. God laid it on my heart, and I need to put this information out there, and I'm going to do it as soon as I can get a quick one in. I'm kind of booked up for the rest of this month and most of April, but I'm going to get that show in there to you guys. And I'll probably do a Facebook Live and stuff too about SEO and these voice searches. But anyway, as we're saying, this is the funnel. The people, however they get there through SEO, they stumble across it, they come through social media, whatever, they're on your website, they find your blog, they see what you have, they read your information, or they view your video, or they get on your list, then take action, right? And getting on your list is taking action. Watching a video that you tell them to watch. You have this blog and you say, watch this video, and it may be embedded in your blog, and they watch that video, and because of watching that video, they see a way to get your free offer, your fabulous offer that you have, and then they get it. Either they opt into your list or they purchase something. So that's taking action. So they see, they read, they act. And why does this work? Because you're building your know, like, and trust factor. And what I mean by that is when people come to your website and they look at what you're offering, they look at what you have, they see what you're doing, they realize, oh, my God, this is for me. This person is totally for me. I've been looking for her for friggin' ever, and now that I found her, and she's going to actually solve my problems. Right? So they get to know you, and they know that you are the problem solver. They listen to your videos. They watch the videos. They listen to any audios that you have. In my case, the podcast, but you don't have to do a podcast. You can just do audios that are up there. They read your articles. They see how much of an influencer and an authoritative voice you are, and they go, oh, I got to have more of this. I got to do it. It's like a ding, ding, ding in their head. Then they figure out that they really like you. Hey, I like her approach. I like what she talks about. I like the way she says it. I like the road that we're going on with this thing. And you know what the next thing is? They start to trust you. You're the go-to authority. When they think of how can I do, fill in the blank, whatever it is that you do, they think of you. Your name is the first thing that comes into their mind, and they say, oh, I wanted to do this for a long time. Who is that person? Oh, Carol, let me go to Carol. She's the one that does this stuff that I like. She's the one that makes that wow website thing. She creates your online irresistibility. Let me go and get my website done by her. So then they go to you, and what do? They buy. Know, like, trust, buy. So your blog, the funnel is see, read, take action. It helps them to know, like, trust, buy. Buying is what you want, because as I have said many times, we're not in this just because we don't have anything else to do in our life. We're in this to make money. Even if you say, hey, I want to help people out. I want to be that light in the middle of the forest that helps people get through a bad time, and I just want to help people. Fine, but you have to have money to help people, I'm telling you. Because if you broke or you're not making enough money, you can't help anybody. You can't even help yourself. So just think about that for a second. Of everybody, the healing people, the light workers, even the personal trainers. I just want to help people. Well, you got to help yourself first, because when you're able to help yourself, then you can help others. And even when you get stuck, just like I said before, I was in a position where I needed help, and I knew who to reach out to get help. You have to have people who are there for you. That's what your blog and your website, that's what that trust building does for you. So right now, let me go over 4 content ideas, because the next question is always, well, what am I going to blog about? Or, how do I blog? Or what do I need to do? We got all these questions. Don't worry. I got the answers for you. I'm going to share with you 4 content ideas that will help you get started with your blog like right away. Kaboom, kapow, kapow, kabaya, whatever you want to say. Okay, the first content idea. Review a book, a movie, a poem, or a short story that your target audience can relate to and share why you like it. Seems really simple, right? And when you do that review, that means you have to read whatever the book is, or go see the movie, or read the poem or the short story or whatever. you're thinking about your target audience and what they want. Because remember, I said when they land on your site, they're immediately thinking, oh, my God, this is the person I've been looking for. They speak my language. They know what I want, what I need, and they know how to solve my problem. So if you're reviewing something that they're interested in, it could be a product. It doesn't have to be a book or a movie or a poem. It could be a product that they're thinking about getting. What is a product that your target audience needs to know about? What is it? Just think, brainstorm a couple things and then go out and either purchase them or make an arrangement with the manufacturer that you could actually review it. A lot of people want to do that. So you can review it on your blog. You can write an article about it. You can do a video review about it, or you could do like an audio review about it. Put it on the blog. Definitely add some text. I don't care if you just do a video or you do an audio. You need some text on there for SEO purposes. So it could be, this is my favorite book that I read about. This is why I like it. Points, video I'm going to cover, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. And, make sure if you like this, get on my list and you'll get updated. Certain things like that. So, number 2, build up excitement and create expectation by teasing your web visitors and blog readers with what's coming up next on your website by creating an editorial calendar and post it to your site. So sometimes, when you get regular readers, they want to know, what else are you talking about? Just like I told you a few minutes ago that I'm going to do a podcast episode on SEO and how to really take advantage of these voice searches. If you're interested in that, if you're thinking, wow, I didn't even think about Google and Alexa and how people are using that to get to my website. I just thought that I used it to turn my lights on and, do all the other stuff they say that Google and stuff, you just talk to them and they do. But if you're talking about how to really enhance that and how to utilize it so you can actually get to your website like, that's interesting, then you'll want to tune into that show. You'll look out for that show or that Facebook Live or that article or whatever, right? So do that same thing on your blog. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're telling about what your next article is. It could be, hey, I'm getting ready to speak at this thing, so you need to make sure that you're there or looking out for it or whatever. Just kind of tease them a little bit. You don't have to tell them every single thing. Just say, hey, coming up next is, just think about what you're doing is like when you watch the news and the newscasters and they say, coming up next, we're going to tell you how a young man who was 24 is now a millionaire. And you're like, what? I want to go see that story. And then they tease you and tease you and tease you about it, and then they finally show it to you, and it could be great or it could be not. But we want to make great stuff. So those are 2 content ideas. Number 1, review a book, movie, poem, or short story that your target audience can relate to and share it with them and why you like it. Or, you know what, you could share a controversial view on that. Maybe you read something and you thought it was total bull hockey. Well, tell your artist, this is total bull hockey, and this is why. People like controversy too. Number 2, build up excitement by teasing your web visitors and your blog readers about what's coming up next. All right, number 3. Let me get here. Let's see. Okay, how about share your goals and dreams and how you plan to achieve them? Everybody wants to know, especially if you're doing it, if you're the go-to authority, the expert, you're the doing it person, you're the doing it girl, you're like, oh, they're always doing something. They want to know what you think about. Your audience wants to know what your goals are, what your dreams are. They want to know, how does this person who seems to be doing everything, what are they dreaming about? What do they think about? It's a way to let them into your brain for a little small amount of time and share some stuff with them. Isn't that cool? Because I love the people who I follow, the big names, Amy Porterfield, even Tony Robbins, Lee Haney, Steve Harvey. I like to know what they dream about, because you think about, wow, they have everything. What could they want? And they all have dreams. And they may have a different dream than you, because it depends on where you are in life and what your level of success is and what you think about success. And even the successful people, they're billionaires and they're like, oh, my dream is to go into space. Like the guy from the Virgin Atlantic. His name just went out of my head. I was talking about that with a girlfriend of mine yesterday about these things that come in and go out. And I was like, how I lose thoughts. And I was saying I have this 4-part thing that's contributing to that. 3 parts. I have, I had chemo for my breast cancer. I'm at the tail end of menopause because I'm over 50, and old age. So, hey, ain't no telling what's in my brain and what's not in my brain or what goes out of it. So share your dreams with your audience. And the 4th one is think of a popular topic in your industry and create a series of blog posts that address this topic. So kind of like you'll have a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. The series work well because people like to read all parts of the series. Have them sign up so that they will be notified when the other parts in the series are published. Because I did something similar to this, I think it wasn't January, it was like right before like October, November or something, and I was like how to follow the trends, and I had a 4-part series, and I did a blog post about it. I had a YouTube live, and all my Facebook lives kind of centered around that whole thing, and it was 4 parts. So it was like part 1, and tune in next week you get part 2, tune in next week you get part 3. So, and then I had a piece that you could download too to get part 1, part 2, part 3, get it all together. So that was pretty cool. And people like those series things because it gives them something to look forward to, and you're only giving them a little chunk of the information at once so that they're not overwhelmed with everything. Because sometimes, too much information is not good because our brains get overloaded and we can't think, and just bringing the content out to them in bite-sized chunks that they can digest pretty easy is really good. And I mean, it's easy for them to follow along with that. So those are the 4 content ideas. The last 2, let me go over them again. Share your goals and dreams and how you plan to achieve them. And number 4, think of a popular topic in your industry and create a series of blog posts. Think part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. And you'll have them hooked. They'll, make it interesting. Maybe part 1 is an article, maybe part 2 is a video, maybe part 3 is a video, and then part 4 is an article. So you can do it in different ways. And pieces of it could go more in depth. Maybe one part is a list of how-to stuff, and then you explain after that, this is how the how-to stuff works. I mean, you could just get creative and do all kind of stuff with it, all kind of stuff. Just kind of let your mind and your imagination go, because as creative as you can be, your audience is looking for that. They're looking for you to help them step out of the box, step out of where they are, and get into the mode of, oh, wow. Because you always want to keep that know, like, and trust factor going, and you want to keep that go-to authority thing going. So if you liked those 4 content ideas, then you'll love the other 22 that we have for you. So I was telling you about how people are using their Facebook and Instagram and all that as their website, and they're totally ditching their real website, and how that's a problem. Well, my friend and colleague Nadine Mullins, the best marketing, BEST marketing strategist, and we created the Website Magic Challenge. Now we ran this toward the middle to the end of last year, and we're doing it again. So it's a 10-day challenge. It's starting April 2nd. Coming up in a couple of weeks. You'll be immersed in an easy-to-follow, strategically planned-out challenge to help you understand exactly what you need to do to get your website up to par and your blog up to client-producing status. Now, both Nadine and I have seen immense benefits from focusing our marketing efforts on our blogs and using them as an engine that propels our individual businesses forward, and we're ready to share those strategies with you. So remember, it all starts Monday, April 2nd, and we invite you to join the challenge, and you can get to it by going to csicorporation.com/10-day blog challenge. And it's like a 10-day thing. So go to csicorporation.com, 10-day blog challenge. Now, tonight at 7 p.m., if you're listening live or you listen to this on demand before tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a Facebook Live on my CSI Corporation page. So even if you're listening to this tomorrow, and this is the 23rd, when you're listening to it or whatever, you can always go to csicorporation.com, and I'll have the Facebook Live pinned to the top of the page so you can actually see what Nadine and I look like. And get the information that we're going to put out there for you tonight. It's going to be fantabulous, and we want you to get there. It'll be tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you go to Facebook, just look up CSI Corporation or go to facebook.com/CSI Corporation. You're right there. If you go there now, and this is about 1:24 Eastern, then you can set a reminder to remind you to be there at 7. Like I said, if you missed it totally, then it's going to be there. It's going to be pinned to the top. I'll leave it up. So we want you to tune in, and we'll be talking about the challenge and the different pieces of the blog and all that good stuff. So I want to make sure that you join us for the challenge. It's going to be awesome. 10 days. And what's kind of unique about it is we start on April 2nd, which is a Monday, and we go Monday through Friday. Then we rest for the weekend because there's a lot of information you get, and then we start up again on Monday. The following Monday through Friday, and then it's over. So 10 days. Each day you're going to get a video, you'll get some information, and you'll get a kind of like a homework assignment. I promise it's going to be easy for you to do. Very simple. I won't say easy, but it'll be simple for you to do. Just one thing to get your blog and your website up to par. So go to CSIcorporation.com. 10-day blog challenge. If you can't see it immediately, just go to the search engine that's right at the top and just put 10-day blog challenge, and it will come up. So definitely want you to join us for that. If you can join us this evening at 7 p.m., that would be wonderful. We'd love to see you, meet you, answer any questions that you have about the challenge, about using the blog. And, I almost forgot. Once you join the challenge, we're going to give you 26 content ideas to turn your website or blog into a client magnet. Now, I just shared with you 4 of those content ideas, so there's 22 others that we have, and we want to share them for you, and that's your gift for actually becoming part of the challenge. How cool is that, right? So that's all I have for you today. Next week, I'm going to have my special guest on, the LinkedIn professor, Tawana, who taught me how to actually, rev up my LinkedIn profile and really get clients from it on fire. Now, I thought I was the bum diggity already, but homegirl came in and showed me what I needed to do, and it really bumped up my LinkedIn. So, recently I just booked a radio interview that's happening in the beginning of April. I'm talking to another podcast producer about getting on her podcast, and so that's all come from I made a few tweaks on my LinkedIn page. I am so happy. I'm not even done. That's so awesome. So I wanted to say thank you again for tuning in. I'll see you again next Thursday. Have a great Thursday. Please stay warm out there, everyone. And have an awesome weekend. And we'll see you next week, and we'll be talking about LinkedIn. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.
Yo, can I park here?
Let me see. Smith Street, sign says 15 minutes between Friday and Tuesday. Yeah, it's probably fine.
Good. I'm just going to the AT&T store. There's a deal that's New York only. I'll run in and run out.
You didn't take the F?
Yo, you gonna park here?
Yeah, he's going to the AT&T store. They got a deal just for New York.
You didn't take the F?
Hey, New York, come into an AT&T store and find out how to get a smartphone for free. AT&T, more for your bargain hunter thing. That's our thing. Limited New York offer. See store for details.